Hi, my name is Marcia. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I'm going to do a video on cholesterol. There is the total cholesterol. The total cholesterol is supposed to be below 200. Okay, so below 200. All right, in the United States. However, around the world, they use 150. They like the cholesterol to be below 150 because we know that people are still having heart attacks when their cholesterol is above 150. I don't know if in the United States, if you're eating the standard American diet, there is no way you're going to be able to get under 200 with the standard American diet. So most of my patients might be like, I might have a patient that has a 181, but that's still above 150. So they're still at risk for a heart attack. Okay, so that's the total. Now we kind of looked at the breakdown. The breakdown of the total is the HDL. We call this one the good cholesterol. Why do we call this the good cholesterol? This is the good cholesterol because it really does take fruits, vegetables, and exercise to get this number to go up. This number is supposed to be above 50. Okay, so above 50. Some labs are calibrated where it would say it needs to be above 45, but above 50 is the goal. So most of my patients, their good cholesterol is 39. My good cholesterol, what happened to my orange? Oh, I didn't have orange. My cholesterol is, up here I was 163, so even I was above. Down here I was 68 at my last labs. So we can see who's eating the most vegetables and fruits and stuff. The next one is the triglycerides. So the triglycerides, this is one of the bad cholesterols. And what seems, just looking from what my patients have been telling me what they're eating, what seems to drive this one is the processed foods, the restaurant foods, the junk foods, the fried foods, the pastries, the soda, the alcohol, just any of the junk foods, the potato chips, all of the processed foods, the cereals, you go down the microwavable food, the pre-cooked microwave foods. If you're in Walmart and you go down the freezer aisle and you see all those pre-cooked, and those are all processed foods, the lean cuisines. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but all of those pre-cooked foods are considered processed. This number is supposed to be below 150. My number was 81. I actually had a patient that had a 9,000. Okay, he had just gotten out of the hospital. He was a new diabetic, and he told me this makes a lot of sense. He said, I'm one of those 18-wheel truck drivers. I never eat at home. I eat at truck stops and gas stations. I had another patient that had an 880. He was also a truck driver. He said he eats at truck stops and gas stations. I had a lady that had a 400 who was homeless. She said that she takes her food stamps and she buys foods that she doesn't have to cook. So it's my patients who are telling me what they're eating, where I'm getting these foods from. I actually had a 10-year-old kid that had a 355, 10 years old. So our kids are sick. We need to do better with more fruits, vegetables with our children because our children are sick. Their numbers are worse than adults, the kids that I'm seeing in the clinic. Okay, the next one is the LDL, and the LDL is also a bad cholesterol. This is the one that really drives the cardiovascular disease. This number is supposed to be below 100. My number is 86. Okay. I literally had a 10-year-old patient that had a 192. 10 years old. Okay. I also, but I would like to talk about a lady that I had that had a 145. And I said to her, I said, are you drinking a lot of milk? She said, no, I don't really care for dairy. I said, what about cheese? Are you eating a lot of cheese? She said, no, not really, maybe a couple times a week. I said, how about yogurt? No, not really, maybe a couple times a week. I said, how about chicken? Oh, I don't really eat that much chicken. I said, okay, what about eggs? She was like, oh, I love eggs. I eat 2 to 3 eggs every day. I said, okay, well, that's what's causing this number to be up. Actually, it was 147, this lady. I said, okay, let's get the eggs out of your life. No more eggs, no more cheese, no more milk, no more yogurt. Get all the dairy products out, the eggs, cut back on the chicken, come back in 3 months. This lady made a mistake and came back in 1 month. This was her number. Just by getting the eggs out of her diet, 111, okay? True story. I had another lady that had a 125. And I said to her, that's not too bad. Let's see if we can get that under 100. Are you eating eggs? She said, no, I don't really eat eggs. I said, how about dairy? Are you drinking milk, cheese, yogurt? No, not really. I said, how about chicken? No, I don't really care for chicken. I said, well, obviously you're doing something because, you know, the number is over 100. I said, get all the eggs out of your life. Get the milk, the cheese, the yogurt out of the diet. Cut back on the chicken and come back in 3 months. She came back in 3 months. Her number went to 145. I said to her, oh my goodness, what happened? Did you start eating more eggs? She said, no, I don't even like eggs. I said, did you start eating more dairy? She said, no, it upsets my stomach. It makes me feel bloated. I said, did you start eating more chicken? She said, no, I don't care for chicken. I said, what about fish? She said, oh yes, I started eating more fish. I thought fish was healthy. So this is how I learned this. I'm sorry, I'm not getting this out of a book. I'm talking to my patients. This is what my patients are telling me what they are eating, okay? And like I said, this kid, he only wanted to eat chicken nuggets and French fries. He did not like fruits and vegetables, and that's why I gave him the story about the car. And I talked about that in another video. What I told this kid, I said, do you know anything about cars? He said, yes. I said, do you know cars need gas? He said, yes. I said, do you know they need oil? He said, yes. I said, do you know they need tires? He said, yes. I said, if you only put gas in the car and you never change the oil and you never change the tires, is that going to be a good running car? He said, no. I said, well, likewise, if you only eat chicken nuggets and French fries and you never eat fruits and vegetables, are you going to be healthy? He said, no. I said, that's exactly right. I said, you have to change the oil. You have to change the tires. You have to change the power, you have to make sure the power steering fluids and the transmission fluids and all of those fluids that you don't even think about, they all have to be leveled. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good running car. So you have to eat fruits and vegetables. And this is how I know what my patients are eating. So when we go through their cholesterol in the clinic, they are able to see what foods they need to eliminate out of the diet based on their very own numbers. Thank you so much for listening. And if you like the video, share and subscribe.